That's Hey, it's Dr. Lenny Roberts from Summit Spine and Wellness, and I'm here with my friend Jason Muskevich. Is that how you say it, Jason?
Yep, nailed it.
Awesome. All right. Jason and I met a few years ago at a workshop that he put on, and I believe it was the coldest day of the year, 2023. Jason and his business partner, Peter, do a lot of really awesome things, and I don't want to do anything other than let him explain it properly so I don't screw anything up. And he's an awesome guy, does some great stuff. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about what you do and what else your new project you're working on.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. I appreciate you taking the time today. Yeah, it's been a fun relationship we've been building over the last couple of years. I think you had randomly found me and my business partner Pete, um, and wanted to host and bring Wim Hof method to your community as another tool for healing. And we started kind of hosting workshops, and we're just before we started recording this, we're talking about a date for our fourth or fifth one that we're going to hold for you here in October. So more on that if anybody's interested in like a 4 hour session. But yeah, Dr. Lenny's right. I probably held 500-600 of these 4 hour Wim Hof method workshops over the course of the last 6-7 years. And Lenny found his way to the coldest one that we ever did. we ever did. We were I think it was around 0 degrees, and you get out of the ice bath, and the water freezes immediately. Yeah, that one's seared in my mind as the
Me
peak.
too. Still came
Yeah,
back for more though, man. Still came back for more.
you guys made it look easy. We do a tradition of me and Pete get in because we don't like to waste ice. We buy all that ice for these events, so we're the last ones to get in, kind of like a celebration. And yeah, you guys made it look easy. I was reluctant to get in
I don't
that
know about that. I don't know about that, man.
time. But yeah, so yeah, a couple things that yeah, I don't know if you want to ask what.
I think for the people that are watching, some people they've heard us talking about it, but if you maybe start from scratch a little bit about like what is the Wim Hof breath work that you do, the cold plunge stuff, and then what your new project you're doing with your lovely wife there, and just kind of give us a full circle of all the awesome stuff that you got going on.
Yeah, definitely. I About 8 years ago, I got into teaching yoga, and it was just a great way for me to calm my nervous system. Something that I've always had trouble with since as early as I could remember, just anxiety, which I don't think that's a unique problem, or issue to me. And I do share really openly, and the events that we host that I've found different avenues to solve that over the years, and they weren't always the best, right? Kind of path of least resistance is what you take, and at younger ages you take the easiest thing. And for me, whether it's genetic or environmental, I kind of turned to alcohol, and that became a pretty big issue in my life at uh, an early time. By 18, I was already looking for other options and ways to kind of help that um, and calm myself without needing to use alcohol. So by the time I was 30, I was pretty deep into a yoga practice as a way to kind of calm myself down. And the yoga practice ended up leading me to the Wim Hof method. And what I was able to find in a 60-minute yoga class where I would feel relaxed, kind of rinsed out, and that still feeling in your nervous system that you're going for, I was finding in 2 rounds of doing the breath work or 30 seconds of getting into an ice bath, just that still quiet feeling. And it became my favorite thing to teach, became super popular around 2020. People were looking for alternate ways to help their immune system, calm anxiety, and that's where we really started to do these every weekend multiple times, and kind of became my favorite thing to teach. But a little bit about the method. I mean, the breath work is very simple, and we get into it a lot deeper in a 4 hour session. We get deeper into why you want to do this, who Wim Hof is, the mechanics, the science of the oxygen and CO2, and why this actually is beneficial for your body. And you can watch your alkalinity in your blood change just over a 45-minute breath session. But the breathing is very simple. It's 3 parts. You breathe a lot. We take you through this kind of hyperventilating breath, but it's nice and slow. You slowly decrease your CO2 as you increase oxygen. Second part, you hold your breath for an extended period of time, really as long as you can. We do cue the retention for certain periods of time and build it, depending on what the community looks like, they can handle or um, and then the third part is the recovered breath. So when you can't hold your breath anymore, your CO2 has now risen, your body's absorbed all that oxygen. We take a big inhale in, then you hold and you try and squeeze that fresh oxygenated blood to your head. So pretty simple. You're breathing slowly, fast. We cue different types, and as an invitation, to join us in speeding it up and get a little bit deeper into your sympathetic nervous system. And then in turn, by the time we get to the breath hold, you get deeper in your parasympathetic nervous system. So you really end up at this nice, sweet, still spot at the end. Uh, it's great for your immune system. It's great for inflammation. They've proven that it's helped heal a lot of different types of illnesses. They've been doing a lot of studies on it ever since their breakthrough study in 2011 at Radboud University. The study was specifically set up for inflammation and inflammation caused by what would be autoimmune disorders from your innate immune system response. So a lot of benefits there across immune, inflammation, and just nervous system reset, which is kind of why I do it on a daily basis. The second part, the cold exposure, it's a lot simpler. You get into that ice water and you just breathe nice and slowly. The ice water does all the work to get you into your sympathetic nervous system. You don't have to do anything, just don't get out. And that's what we're there for in the workshop, is to get you to breathe slowly in through your nose and then really slowly out through your mouth. And it takes a little while to get there. You feel, and I think you can attest the first 45 seconds to a minute and a half, your nervous system is just ramping up. Your body's dumping all this adrenaline into your system because it doesn't know that you got into an ice bath on purpose. It thinks that, okay, I need to get into an equilibrium with my environment. So it releases all this adrenaline. That adrenaline is the catalyst that releases more anti-inflammatory proteins like interleukin-10 into your bloodstream, more white blood cells, all these cool chemical reactions that happen in your body. And they really take place in that first minute and a half. And you can feel that release. It's hard to stay in there. And then you can kind of coast after that. I think the last one we did a couple weeks back, you were in there for about 5 minutes. But yeah, the first minute and a half is the challenging part.
For sure.
So we teach these in workshop settings. I don't know if you have any other questions or want me to elaborate on any of the methods.
If I can maybe just add something, I've done a lot of different forms and attempts of meditating and trying to clear myself, and the more I would try to do it, the more I would get in my own head and get my own way. And I really found the Wim Hof method prior to meeting you and Pete helpful for sure, because it was more of just focusing on your breathing rather than trying to clear my head enough to meditate with all the zillion things going through my head. So that was helpful for me to just get into the breath work and have a place to start, and then combining it. The one thing I'll share personally, I'm sure you've heard this many times, the breath work, when you get into that place, the trance-like, zen-like, euphoric, not sure if you're alive or hallucinating or what's going on, but you get really deep, and you guys take it to a level that's extremely profound and calming and relaxing and soothing and resetting. It's really powerful. And that I obviously, has just been a huge aid for me personally. And I gone through various variations of cold plunges, but I do it every day now, and it really helped me help myself. And I just love the work that you do in that end, Jason. I just want to thank you for what you do and how you do it. I think you guys have an awesome skill set in your ability to teach and share with people. So just appreciate what you do and how you do it again. So thank you. So that's been the thing that I've been exposed to, and I've had the pleasure of meeting the your other half, Courtney, your newly wedded wife there, and you guys got some new stuff going on. Yeah, so that's tell us a little bit more. What are you guys working on together?
Yeah, so me and her, I've run a couple dozen retreats with my current business partner. We still have a couple more coming up that I'll touch on. But we've always done more kind of rustic, challenging retreats. I mean, I love them. I know Pete loves them. But just for example, October 9th to the 13th, me and him are going up to Maine, and he's staying cabins and yurts. and it's a little bit more rustic. You got to heat yourself up while you're in there with a wood burning fireplace, and a lot of outdoor time. So me and my new wife, still feels weird saying that. I just got used to fiance from girlfriend, and now,
Better
but
used to it, dude.
she's been, yeah, I better get used to it. Yeah. So she's been teaching yoga for a little bit longer than I have, for about 8 years now, and she's a great vinyasa teacher, um, and teaches other couple different meditation and yoga practices. But great yoga teacher. I'd say better than me. I'll give her that. And we wanted to partner up and run our own retreat. So this November, from the 6th to the 9th, we're going up to the Catskills, keeping it semi-local, and running a retreat up there, from Thursday to Sunday. The idea and difference with her is we were going to lean a little bit more into the yoga space. We're still going to wake up and do yoga, breath work. There's going to be cold plunging, but I think bringing in more of that feminine aspect, along with some of the more masculine energy that I would bring a nice balance to the weekend. And the difference is we kind of wanted to step up the comfort level of the accommodations when we and her do stuff. We do the rustic stuff when I go with Pete and run these Wim Hof retreats. But with her, for example, this retreat center, it's got 4 rooms, 8 queen beds. So we're only opening up to 8 people. It's got a lot of different accommodations there. It's got a sauna, hot tub, some sort of sensory deprivation tank that you can get in. It's got its own yoga room, plenty of outdoor space. It's a really big place up there in the Catskills. It's called the Red Bird House Retreat Center. And we're bringing in a private chef that I have gotten to know over the last couple of years from other retreats that I've helped on, up in the Catskills. And she cooks these great 3-course dinners, appetizer, main course, dessert. It was my favorite part of going and helping out with these retreats was meeting her and getting to eat her food. So we're bringing her in for the weekend. And you can be comfortable and still challenge yourself at the same time. So that's what we were looking to do. And we still have, we kind of just opened it up. We sold 2 spots, so we got 6 left. Whether it's couples that want to come and you get your own room, 2 beds, come with a friend, you'd have your own room, or you can come solo and make friends. But yeah, if anybody's interested, reach out. We could definitely. I've got a link with all the information in there. But any questions, I'm more than happy to hop on a phone and talk it out.
Awesome. I definitely highly recommend Jason and whatever he's doing. Definitely some powerful, profound, fun stuff. And anybody that might be intimidated by either the breath work, the cold plunging, or potentially this retreat, don't be. They really walk you through in a really comfortable way of going about it. They have a ton of experience. They've been through a lot themselves, and they're phenomenal teachers and instructors. And definitely, whatever they're doing, I would highly encourage you to check it out if you can. So we'll put the link attached to this with your website. Your website has your list. You guys get around the area pretty often with the workshops you're doing. Usually do like how many would you say you do? Multiple a month, right? I mean, you're out there.
It really depends. July and August, a lot of people in this area go down to the beach, so it's a slower time for us. But I've still had about 2 or 3. We do anywhere from like 2 to 6 a month these days. There's still a lot of interest in us coming out. So yeah, and next time we'll be out with you is in October. We'll send out that date shortly to everybody in your community. I'm sure once we lock it in.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'll make sure I get you that information for November 6th to the 9th up in the Catskills with me and Courtney. If you're looking for something a little bit nice, slightly easier accommodations, while you still challenge yourself. And then I'll send you over the other stuff I have with Pete coming up. If anybody's looking for a more rustic retreat, up in Maine or even Iceland next year, I can send that
Perfect.
info along to. So I
Awesome.
appreciate you taking the time today and always being supportive. I love
My pleasure, man.
what you do. I'm still feeling good from my adjustment last night,
Good stuff. Good
and
stuff.
looking forward
That's
to getting in there.
we're all doing our part to try and make this world a little better place, man. Definitely appreciate what you're doing as well, and highly recommend anybody that's watching this to check out Jason and his work and his website and what he's doing with his wife Courtney. There, definitely, I'm sure it'll be amazing stuff. Appreciate what you're doing, Jason. Keep up the great work.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks,
Thanks,
Larry.
buddy.